Good afternoon and welcome to all viewers to English Park in Christchurch, New Zealand for a match-up between Canterbury United and the Wellington Phoenix Reserves. You see the players have walked out with Sunshine Football today, which is a fantastic volunteer organisation that helps children with disabilities get involved in the game. So great to have them down, and Southwest Football Foundation Trust that helps run that for our round 14 clash. Emotional day for Canterbury United with the last National League game at English Park for Canterbury United. With the restructure in National League, Canterbury United will no longer exist in its current format. So, a bit of an emotional day for the players. And for myself, my name is Aaron Clapham. I'm a former All-White and former Canterbury United player myself on the commentary today, and it's a pleasure for me to bring you this last Canterbury United game at English Park. Starting lineups today for Canterbury United: Danny Knight in goal, Andrew Storer. The team will be captained by Tom Schwartz, Luke Tongue, Garbin Coughlin, Ihaya Delaney, Sam Field, Corey Mitchell, Yuya Taguchi, Lyle Matheson, Eddie Wilkinson. The substitutes for Canterbury: Edward Ashton, Ben Stroud, Max Cretion, Jacob Richards and Caleb Cottam, coached by Lee Padmore, and assistant coach Canterbury United legend Dan Terrace. The Wellington Phoenix have Alex Paulson in goal, Alex Clayton, Harry Bark, captained by Curtis Mogg, Finn Sermon, Riley Bidwar, Benjamin Old, Jalen Rodwell, Oliver Van Rysel, George Ott, Noah Karunaratne. Substitutes for the Wellington Phoenix: Adam Hillis, Thomas Reinbold, Oscar Van Hattem and Noah Boyce. Coached by Paul Temple, assistant coach is Steve Coleman for the Wellington Phoenix. Still a bit on the line today for both sides. Canterbury United have a chance of making the top four if they are able to pick up 3 points today. Eastern Suburbs lose or draw tomorrow, and Waitakere lose today. So a few things that need to happen there, and the Phoenix are able to get themselves off the bottom of the table with a win and a Hawke's Bay loss. Hopefully that means we have a competitive game on our hands today. Strong challenge by Storer, but referee for today, Nick Waldron, felt like there was enough physically in that to call a foul. Oliver Van Rysel on the free kick. Sermon. Good pressure from Taguchi, turning the ball over. Delaney breaking forward with Taguchi down the left. Cut back to Mitchell. Bidwar on the ball, not able to hold it up. Delaney works hard after turning the ball over himself to win it back. Eddie Wilkinson getting a rare start. He's come off the bench mostly. Last week managed to get a start and has kept his spot in the starting lineup. Mitchell to Tongue. Wilkinson. Harry Bark with the throw-in down the left-hand side. Rodwell switches play. And the Phoenix happy to circulate and slow play down a little bit here. Paulson in goal has been a feature all season for the Phoenix and has been quite an impressive young player. Comfortable with his feet and a very good shot stopper. Mitchell turns the ball over, real strength of his play. Early delivery from Delaney, and Paulson's able to come out and claim that quite comfortably. Rolled out to Finn Sermon, a Christchurch boy. Will enjoy being back in Christchurch, I'm sure, come through the Selwyn Football Club before moving up to Wellington to be involved in the Knicks. Schwartz into Taguchi. Knight switches play out to Luke Tung in his 50th appearance for Canterbury United today. Big occasion for him. Sermon plays through into George Ott, holds up play. Great feet from Alex Clayton. Probably an ill-advised strike there from Riley Bidzwa, long range. He is the top scorer for the Phoenix though, with 5 goals. Storer on the ball here has probably been the real breakout player for Canterbury United this season. Has played a number of years in the mainland Premier League and has really stepped up well this year. Got himself into great physical condition, and he's adapted to the extra pace and speed of the game at National League level really well. Oh, Sermon's let that one slip through, and Taguchi's through on goal here. Sermon could be in trouble here. Last man through on goal just outside the box. And referee Nick Waldron feels like he's seen enough to issue a red card. As I mentioned, Finn Sermon, a Christchurch boy, won't be too happy with his first 5 minutes back in Christchurch. 4 minutes 15 into the game, and he's a poor first touch here. Has allowed Taguchi through. And it's probably a foul there, but Taguchi has taken a very big touch. That will completely change the complexity of the match, and you've already seen to the side of me here a number of Wellington Phoenix players warming up. The coaching staff of Paul Temple and Steve Coleman are having a lot of words with each other here, trying to work out how they're going to handle this going down to 10 men 4 minutes into the game. For mine, I think he's probably got it right there, Nick Waldron, but you could see how you could make the argument that the ball's not under complete control. But here we go with Coughlin and Matheson standing over the ball, right foot and left foot. Coughlin to take, and it's just over the crossbar. Really nice technique there from Garbin Coughlin, a good strike, really good shape on the ball. Just not quite got that down after it's gone over the wall. Coughlin's done really well for himself this year. He's historically been a number 9 playing as a striker, and this year, later in the season especially, has moved himself back into more of an attacking midfield spot, and he's done very well to especially handle the defensive side of the game in that position. So initially here we've seen Jalen Rodwell drop back into the middle of the centre-back position there, playing a back 3 at the moment, but we could see some substitutes with the Wellington Phoenix players still warming up. Sam Field with a throw. Mitchell into Taguchi, whose touch lets him down a little bit here. George Ott breaks forward. Corey Mitchell manages to come across and cover there from George Bark. Wonderful opportunity now for Canterbury United to really take some initiative in this game, playing 11 men versus 10 with the red card for Finn Sermon. Tom Schwartz drives forward. Wilkinson not quite able to deal with that longer ball. Bark with a throw in down the left. Mitchell to Wilkinson. Delaney on the ball with a nice little ball in beyond to Wilkinson, who will run all day after that. Delivery into the back post, which Matheson has overrun, and it falls to Taguchi. Under a challenge from Alex Clayton, and the ball goes out for a corner. Luke Tongue, in his 50th match, jogs over to take the corner. Seven minutes 50 into this game. Wellington Phoenix down to 10 men. Driven into the near post, it falls to Wilkinson. But Van Ryssel's able to clear up. Back to Taguchi, crosses in. It falls to Schwartz on the edge of the box. Lumped in a little bit there from Sam Field into Coughlin. And Riley Bidzois doing well as the ball falls to Benjamin Old, a player with fantastic technique, really good feet, comfortable in those tight spaces. You can see him combining there and looking to play through. They'll need a lot from Old as they're down to 10 men now to be able to try and find those pockets and be brave and get on the ball. Matheson on the board, touches forward to Coughlin. High Delaney. Tongue, Mitchell, little 1-2 back to each other. Schwartz plays forward to Matheson on the left, lifts his head into Coughlin in a dangerous area. Can he cut the ball back? He won't be happy with that. He's dribbled the ball over the end line there, and a goal kick for Paulson, which will relieve a bit of that pressure for the Phoenix. Canterbury United remaining patient here. Just some poor decision making there from Coughlin. Phoenix slowing the game down at the goal kick and looking to play longer here. Challenged by Wilkinson. Curtis Mogg, the captain, has done well to win that. Storer to Schwartz, switches to Sam Field. Matheson, Field, back inside to Taguchi. For Canterbury, they probably need to either switch play or drive through a little bit quicker here against the 10 men. It's quite easy at the moment for the Phoenix to sit in their block and slide across as the ball goes from Storer to Schwartz. He's got a bit lucky with that driven ball into Coughlin. Nice 1-2 and a good early strike. And Paulson probably comfortable there, possibly going over the bar, but he's probably made the right decision to be sensible and touch that over the bar. Nice little combination here between Coughlin and Delaney. Good early strike. Paulson's been sensible there, I think, with the ball possibly going over. Matheson across to take the corner with his left foot. Driven ball in. Met well by a Phoenix head to clear. Matheson on the left again. Very, very far post delivery, which Delaney has tried his best to keep in, but it's gone over for a goal kick. It seems like Rodwell, who was playing as a holding midfielder, has just dropped back into centre-back after the sending off of Finn Sermon. And the Phoenix mostly looking to play as a back four, two midfielders and a front three still. So the pockets of space should open up in the midfield for Canterbury United if they're able to play through. Tom Schwartz with a strong header, something that he's done for more than 150 games for Canterbury United. Tongue into Matheson. Back to Tongue, to Storer, and they look to switch play through Schwartz. To Field at left back. Taguchi, Field, back into Schwartz. Taguchi to Storer, space down the right. They'll look to find Coughlin in that space with Luke Tongue getting forward. Goffin goes himself and drops it off to Tongue. Again, Matheson very keen to make those runs at the back post. He's probably just getting in a little bit early there. That's the second ball that's floated over the back of his head there. Canterbury United, as you'd expect, dominating position here and in ascendancy in this game so far with against the 10 men of the Wellington Phoenix. Phoenix obviously a reserve side, mostly very young players, so it's great to see some talented players out there for the Phoenix. Karunaratne on the ball, switches well to Harry Bark with some space. Ball into Riley Bidswa. Harry Bark continues his run forward. Tongue's able to get there. But Bark's been rewarded for his consistent chase there, and he's won himself a free kick against Wilkinson, who's probably lunged in a little bit quickly there. He's done well coming up from left back there, Bark, to keep pressure on. Wilkinson a bit too keen on the challenge there, and Bark's done well to win a set piece, which is a great opportunity for the Wellington Phoenix. It's going to be hard for them to maintain long periods of possession, so opportunities at set piece like this are a great opportunity. Old with a delivery. Schwartz is strong. Karunaratne with a ambitious flop, and Mitchell's able to break forward with Matheson in support. Matheson decides to be patient, plays back to Storer, back into Matheson, who's able to face forward and drive. He has Field in front of him on the left, chooses to come back through Mitchell. Switcher play from Schwartz into Tongue, who has Coughlin out wide in support. Plays through Coughlin. Well defended by Harry Bark, who's been impressive so far. Coughlin works hard to press, and the ball's out for a goal kick for Paulson. So the scenario for Canterbury, who find themselves in 6th place, with still a decent chance of making the playoffs, but they must win today, and they need a couple of results to go their way. They would need Eastern Suburbs to draw or lose against Hawke's Bay, which is tomorrow, and they also need Waitakere to lose to Auckland City, which is a game later this afternoon. The Knicks themselves have a chance of getting off the bottom of the table with a win, and then a Hawke's Bay loss tomorrow, depending on how goal difference works. But something to play for both teams, which is great in this last game of the season. Knicks play back through Rodwell. Van Rysel plays out to Clayton. Back to Rodwell, who elects to go longer. Schwartz with a experienced nudge in the back there, which referee Nick Waldron was not happy with on this occasion. Sometimes you get away with those ones. Phoenix elects to go short. Rodwell and Paulson, a couple of 1-2s into Van Rysel. Taguchi decides to press right through on Paulson, and Wilkinson's able to turn the ball over. Not the accurate pass he was looking for. Taguchi turns the ball over. Sorry, Taguchi presses, and Coughlin able to turn the ball over, who again elects to shoot very early. Ball deflects out for a corner, which Matheson will jog over and deliver with his left foot. Good energy and enthusiasm from Yuya Taguchi to press through onto the keeper there. Canterbury haven't been a high-scoring team this year. The top goal scorer is JJ Richards, who's on the bench like he has been all season. Ball in from Matheson. To Old, cleared to Old on the edge of the box, under pressure from Tongue. Wilkinson and Tongue apply a bit more pressure. Back to Matheson. Taguchi. Lumped ball. difficult one for Poulsen to deal with. He's elected to punch, and again, an early strike from Coughlin, probably a bit ill-advised again. Not a high-scoring team, Canterbury United, this season. Top goal scorer JJ Richards, who you'll be looking to come off the bench in about the 60th, 65th minute to have a real impact on the game. He brings a lot of pace, a lot of energy, and that may even happen a bit earlier today against 10 men Phoenix, who will possibly get tired. Ball falls to Schwartz, who heads away. George Ott doing his best to hold up play for his team. Bark able to turn Mitchell there, but dribbles out of play. Tongue with the throw to store it. Schwartz drives forward. A switcher play to Wilkinson. Tongue drives forward. Wilkinson elects to dribble inside. And an ill-advised ball on his weaker left foot there, trying to find Matheson. Karuna Ratne on the ball now, trying to find Old. Mitchell tidies up and drives forward himself. Matheson down the left, Canterbury United with good numbers in the middle here. Can Matheson deliver? Pacey ball that Poulsen slaps away. It falls to Taguchi and Mitchell. Canterbury reset, you can hear Padmore screaming for the ball to be played quicker. Good energy and pressure from Van Rysel. Storer elects to go back through Knight into Schwartz. Delaney finding pockets nicely. He's able to face forward and drive. Strikes straight at Poulsen, who was pretty comfortable there, but the Phoenix will be a bit concerned there of Coughlin's ability to find pockets and drive forward. He got right to the edge of the box there before any pressure. Great energy by Delaney. Early ball forward from Mitchell. Coughlin plays into Delaney, strikes early, Poulsen down well to save. Ball still alive here for Wilkinson. Tongue. Delaney, Wilkinson. Good tracking back from Old. And does well to relieve a bit of pressure there. Old, ideal outcome for him is to win a foul, and he's done well there. The Canterbury United players head off for a warm-up down the side of the pitch. We see JJ Richards, who we've already spoken about. It's good to see Ben Stroud back fit and healthy, although you might not think that by the amount of tape he's got on his body at the moment, but he is fit and healthy. Poulsen not in a rush to take this free kick. Drives long for Ott. And Tongue forced to hook a clearance away under pressure from Riley Bitois. Van Rysel with a throw. Into Old. Van Rysel plays through into Ott. And Schwartz tidies up. It's a great ball out on his weaker right foot to find Wilkinson and break a bit of pressure. And Van Rysel again, full of energy. It looks like we've seen a bit of a tactical change here from the Wellington Phoenix, with Van Rysel moving into a left back position, possibly a wing back position. They sit in a bank of 5 in a medium-low block. It's a lot of work now if that is a 5 and a 3 in front for Karuna Ratne to get right across. Riley Bitois to work across and for Old to work across. So if Canterbury are able to keep moving that ball, it's going to be difficult for them. Tongue into Wilkinson. Cut back to Coughlin. It's a great opportunity and he's skied that over the bar. It's a great pick up from Wilkinson. Moved the ball well. Canterbury are able to get themselves into good attacking positions here. Good movement in beyond from Wilkinson. cut back into Coughlin, who won't be happy with that strike when he watches that on the replay. Great opportunity, and Canterbury are finding themselves in a number of good crossing positions today. Probably the first time we've had good quality delivery in there from Wilkinson. Foul on Storer. Foul by Storer, apologies. Good to see the Phoenix still willing to play. They're not just lumping these balls into the box. It's a poor turnover by Rodwell into Matheson though. Delaney down the left. More shouts from the Canterbury United bench to move the ball quicker. Samfield on the ball. Coughlin into field, back into Coughlin, who finds the pockets again. Little step over and a strike on the left. Great save by Poulsen. Catch a replay of that. Coughlin finding these nice little pockets, being able to turn and face forward as you see here, and a nice little right-footed step over onto his left foot and a good clean strike. And Poulsen pretty comfortable at his near post there. This time Matheson with an out-swinging corner with his left foot. Comfortably cleared by Bidwar. Luke Tung finds Matheson again for another delivery. Poulsen with the punch. Storer sniffing around that. The ball falls to Taguchi. Out to Mitchell, who delivers again. Schwartz in the mix. Ball's falling to Storer, and he snatches at that wide. Big boys for Canterbury United in there, Storer and Schwartz, as we see the delivery from Mitchell causing problems, and the ball falls for Storer, who's probably not the one you want that falling to there, and he snatches at that a bit, but a difficult opportunity. 25 minutes in here, and some real ascendancy from Canterbury United, but not been able to break down the Phoenix just yet, who will be happy to be at 0-0 after playing 20 minutes with 10 men. So a big challenge for the young Phoenix players today. Curtis Mogg, the captain, clears that ball away. It falls to Delaney. Tung breaking forward. Karunaratne able to break forward after a strong challenge and win by Bark, who breaks forward himself. Down the left we have Clayton. Phoenix with good numbers forward here if he can deliver. Samfield does well, and Schwartz is able to tidy that up. But good energy and enthusiasm from the Knicks there to break forward. They had good numbers in the box. Karunaratne on the ball. So we see Poulsen very high up the pitch. Bark on the ball with a bit of time. Ball breaks to Van Rysel, who had started in the middle of the park and now finds himself on the left, and he looks to combine with Georgiot. The ball runs off the park. It's on the artificial turf here at English Park, it can be challenging to play those well-weighted passes and beyond because the ball kind of picks up a bit of speed on the turf. Canterbury play quickly. Samfield moving forward into Mitchell. Switches play to Tung. We see Old trying to get across to put pressure on. Ball into Delaney. Long ball and beyond to Wilkinson. Great early delivery to Coughlin. Oh, it's a fantastic header onto the crossbar. Poulsen was beaten there. Strong challenge by Rodwell. It's still in the attacking third here. Coughlin back on the ball with a little step over, and he wins himself a corner. Early delivery from Wilkinson. Padmore not happy there with the effort from Delaney. Felt he could have had a bit of a tap in there if he was able to work there, but it's a fantastic header from Coughlin, running back away from goal, leaping to be able to get the neck power on that, to get it over Poulsen's head, and unfortunately hit the crossbar and fell out. Luke Tung with the delivery. Poulsen again, first in there, able to punch away. Matheson working hard to get across to the ball. Harry Bark not able to do enough to keep the ball in play there. Big boys are forward for Canterbury, and Matheson does have a long throw, which he elects not to do. He plays short to Gucci. Tongue. Coughlin again showing his prowess in the air. Tom Schwartz with an unbelievable first touch. Not sure about the second one though. Does well to compete, and the ball falls to Mitchell. Matheson to Wilkinson, back to Matheson on his stronger left foot. Strikes early, just wide of the upright. Lovely little combination played there between the two wide players, Matheson and Wilkinson. Matheson plays into Wilkinson and continues his run inside, and he's on his stronger left foot here, and you actually fancy him to probably do a bit better. Poulsen with a strong save, strong dive there, and he probably might have had it covered anyway. Mitchell and George Ott battling away. And referee Nick Waldron's seen enough for a foul there. For me, that was just good competitive play from the two of them, and good to see. So a strong challenge in the air, and then the ball falls down. And a nice little battle. Not a foul for me, but the referee's seen otherwise. He's got a better view than me. Canterbury have played quickly, but it's turned over, and Rodwell's on the ball, who turns it over himself to Sam Field. Coughlin, again, a feature of this game so far, able to find those nice little pockets. Oh, Delaney's worked hard and got a strong challenge in there on Karunaratne. He's got the ball, but Nick Waldron, the referee, feels like there was a little foul there. So a turnover here, and he's worked hard. He's probably lunged in a bit aggressively there with his studs up. Although he's won the ball, that's a foul for me. Phoenix coaches Paul Temple and Steve Coleman not quite agreeing with the decision to not apply a yellow card there. Back to Poulsen, who plays through the captain Curtis Mogg. Long ball into George Ott, who holds play up very nicely, with Old breaking forward. Taguchi not able to challenge there, and it's very well read by Tom Schwartz, showing all his experience and strength to win the ball off George Ott. Wilkinson, Delaney, Wilkinson into Coughlin. Able to switch play to get Sam Field breaking forward, who plays wide to Matheson. Coughlin back into Matheson to Gucci. Delaney, Luke Tongue on the ball in a dangerous area. Wilkinson out wide, 1v1. Against Van Russell, what does he get to offer here? He drives inside on his left foot. And similar to Matheson, probably a little bit further out. Strikes on his left and not challenges Poulsen there at all. "30 minutes in. 10-man Wellington Phoenix after the sending off of Finn Sermon. 4 minutes into the game. The Phoenix will be probably quite happy at the moment without being too challenged. Another good battle there between Ott and Mitchell on the longer ball from Poulsen. Tidied up by Schwartz. Knight back into Schwartz. Coughlin again, receiving in the pockets, playing forward. Sam Field able to drive forward. Schwartz has gone forward himself. Field elects to come back through to Gucci. Coughlin in plenty of space. Matheson runs in beyond, a great ball, and what a finish by Lyle Matheson. Beautifully timed pass by Garvin Coughlin, and a Messi-esque finish from Matheson as he dinks the ball over Poulsen. Look at this patience and the movement from Matheson. He looks to receive here and then runs in beyond. Beautifully weighted pass, and what a finish that is, to lift it up on his favoured left foot above Poulsen and rolls into the net. Fantastic football from Canterbury United. That'll relieve a lot of pressure for coach Lee Padmore with 15 minutes to go in the half. I just mentioned that Wellington Phoenix would have been very happy to make it through that kind of 25-minute period at 10 men, but it's going to be a real battle for them now. They won't be able to sit back in. They're going to have to look to drive forward themselves, which will be very difficult.
And then we have the taken by number 19, Lyle Matheson.
Tongue with a strong header. Wilkinson looks to hold up play against Van Rysel. Coughlin does well to keep the ball in play, and Curtis Mogg's able to tidy up. Coughlin looks to play quickly with a throw into Delaney. Mogg across to challenge. Coughlin manages to keep the ball under pressure from Krunaratne. Back into Delaney. And the ball falls out for a goal kick to Poulsen. "33rd minute here at English Park. A full Steve Sumner stand for the last Canterbury United home game at English Park, which is fantastic to see. George Ott looking to find Old, Field across to cover, and we might see a little bit more patience now from Canterbury United as he plays back to Knight into Schwartz. Field and Schwartz. Schwartz been a great servant to Canterbury United over the better part of a decade. And as a centre-back actually finds himself as the 5th highest scorer for Canterbury United with 17 goals. A great return for a centre-back. He's back on the ball now as he switches play to Field. Old across to pressure. And we can see the pace drop out a little bit with Canterbury United with their 1-goal lead. They don't have that same need to drive forward as quickly. Delaney holds up play. Taguchi, Delaney, Tongue. Nice combination play. A great first touch from Luke Tongue to break the pressure of Krunaratne. Delaney into Wilkinson. Very nice passage of play here. Great patience from Canterbury United. Delaney finds himself on the edge of the box. Who picks out Coughlin. Into goal scorer Matheson. Through Field. Back to Matheson. Coughlin looks to turn, decides to go back through Field. Mitchell. I'd say every outfield player for Canterbury United might have had a touch in this passage, and then out of character for Taguchi, gets a bit impatient and lumps the ball forward, but it falls back to Canterbury United, who recycle play, back through Schwartz and Taguchi. Phoenix sitting back in their block of 5. Field turns the ball over. And a long passage of play there for Canterbury United, but not really threatening the Wellington Phoenix goal. Throw on for Clayton. Ott looks to hold up play. And switch through Curtis Mogg. Van Rysel on the ball under pressure from Wilkinson. Taguchi a bit too tight and aggressive there on Krunaratne, who wins the team the foul. Free kick in that situation is gold for the Wellington Phoenix as they look to take a few deep breaths. It's been we're in the 36th minute, so it's been a very challenging 32 minutes. A large percentage of possession for Canterbury United. Mogg and Rodwell exchange passes at centre-back. Rodwell looks to drive forward. The ball into Riley Boudoir. Old under pressure from Delaney. Canterbury United turn the ball over. Difficult ball for Delaney to deal with, but he heads forward. Strikes early and smashes off the crossbar. It falls to Taguchi, who's unable to volley. Wilkinson with an early strike, and he's buried it into the net. It's not the cleanest strike you'll see from Wilkinson, but I don't think he's too bothered. Great play initially from Garvin Coughlin there to drive forward and strike the crossbar. Poulsen was beaten for all money, as we see the replay here. Strong play against Rodwell, and it lashes the crossbar. Bit lucky there with Taguchi. And Wilkinson manages to bobble it home on the half volley. And they celebrate in the corner. Tongue, Taguchi, Wilkinson, Mitchell. 2-0 up and good value for the 2-0 lead. At 1-0, they probably still would have been a little nervous heading into half-time, so that will relieve quite a bit of pressure for Canterbury, who, as we mentioned earlier, need a win today to still have hope of making it into the top 4. Mog goes long off the kickoff into Ott, who holds play up well. Schwartz with great composure manages to find field. Field recycles play through Schwartz to Mitchell to Schwartz. It'll be interesting to see if the Phoenix, with half-time, the coaching staff were able to have a bit of a chat and regroup and see if they want to make some adjustments, because Coughlin has been a real feature finding pockets in the middle of the park for Canterbury United, and it's been very difficult for the Phoenix to deal with. So he's Delaney pulling wide to combine with Field. To Mitchell. Switcher play to Luke Tongue at right back. In space. Karuna Ratnaya getting across to pressure. Wilkinson and Tongue combine. Taguchi finding an offering. Coughlin finding space again to get on the ball. Coughlin and Taguchi combine with Tongue. Taguchi drives forward with great technique. Early ball across, and Delaney's able to keep that in play. They look to play through field. Delaney. Schwartz. Schwartz wanting to get involved himself at centre back is driving forward there. Taguchi plays early around the corner to Wilkinson. Back to Taguchi. Try to combine with Coughlin, they're just not quite able to connect. A nice little passage of play there by Canterbury United. Paulson will look to take his time here. He plays out through Bark. Matheson applies pressure. Longer ball into Ott, who does well to lay off. To Van Rysel. Karuna Ratne switches play. To Clayton. Rodwell and Mogg exchange passes. I mentioned Benjamin Old early in the game as a bit of a player to watch out for, and it's probably been a difficult game for him without their team having much possession at all. And then when he is receiving it, the numerical advantage for Canterbury is allowing him to press quite aggressively. It's a great little turn by George Ott. I've been impressed with Harry Bark as well. Good enthusiasm, good energy, good work rate. As I mentioned previously, the Phoenix obviously playing young players, so it's good to see some of these talented young players early in their careers. If you were able to get down over the last couple of years, you would have seen the likes of Ben Wayne, who's now playing for the first team. Sapreet Singh, who obviously had his big move to Bayern Munich. So great to see these young players out, and if you're a fan of the National League and you're watching today, obviously you're a chance to see some young players who may push on to a higher level. Sam Field with a strong challenge on Ben Old. Might see a replay of that. He needs treatment. Ball's come into Old, and he's played an early ball around the corner, and Sam Field's come in quite aggressively there. I don't think there's too much in that. He might have slipped a little bit and made some physical contact, but I don't think there's too much in that challenge, but not a nice one for Old. Canterbury United Dragons' first game. This information courtesy of Gavin Searle, our local statistician, Anorak. 17th of October 2004, a 2-2 draw against Team Wellington. And fittingly, with these two teams today, obviously a Wellington team, but the Wellington Phoenix and Canterbury United, the first goal scorer on that day was Canterbury United and Wellington Phoenix legend Ben Sigmund, with the first ever goal for Canterbury United, so quite fitting. What is hopefully not the last game for Canterbury, with my slightly biased Canterbury United hat on, but possibly the last game for Canterbury United. These two teams match up, someone that Ben Sigmund, who contributed so much to both teams, and the All Whites as well. That 2004 season also featured Canterbury United legend Dan Terrace, who's been involved right from the start, either as a player or a coach, with more than 170 caps himself, and is now an assistant coach for Canterbury United. A real legend of Canterbury United and a massive contributor to the years of success that Canterbury have experienced. Mogg looks to start play again. With a ball into Ott, who combines well with Bidswa, who found himself in a pocket of space there, Ott, and maybe someone who's very effective with his back to goal, but once he found himself in the space there, probably not the touch and technique he was hoping for. Field patiently plays back through Schwartz in the 43rd minute. I don't think there'll be too much added time, 2 minutes to play. Canterbury United probably happy to be patient here. What do I know? They go long into Coughlin, who found himself offside. Bark to take the free kick, back through Poulsen.
Good goal, well done.
Rodwell, who had been planning on playing as a holding midfielder, found himself in a centre-back spot really early in this game after the dismissal of Curtis Mogg for a challenge on Taguchi as the last man. Referee Nick Waldron dished out a red card for Canterbury United with some patient build-up play. Taguchi, Tung, Wilkinson, Tung a willing runner to get forward. Taguchi driving forward and Wilkinson on the ball. Decides to play through left fullback Samfield, who switches back to Tung. Patient play back to Storer. Captain Tom Schwartz. Difficult for the Phoenix here, hoping just to get into half-time. It's a challenge for Phoenix with 10 players. We see Wilkinson getting beyond from Tung. Cuts back inside, Delaney. The first touch, it's all slowed down, and Wilkinson on his left foot looks to deliver. Rodwell gets a good challenge in. Clayton not able to clear. Samfield in unfamiliar territory on the edge of the attacking box. Storer is sensible and heads away and cleaned up by Taguchi into Mitchell. Another attacking opportunity. Wilkinson delivers early. Matheson and Coughlin at the back post. It falls to Coughlin, who drives inside. Takes an extra touch, gets a strike away, and it's great finish from Garvin Coughlin. The amount of times he's struck very early today, and he's probably taken a couple of touches too many there, but he's able to chop inside Clayton. As we see, the ball falls to Coughlin at the back post, takes a couple of extra touches. Clayton dives in there and manages to finish at the near post past Poulsen. Very composed play by Garvin Coughlin to make it 3-0. In the 46th minute, we shouldn't be too far off half-time. Canterbury United, we're thrilled to be 3-0 up at half-time. You can see Curtis Mogg, the Wellington Phoenix captain, really trying to get his team back up for this. It's quite disheartening for the team to be 10 men, 3-0 down, as they play long into George Ott, which has been a bit of a feature so far for the Phoenix. Difficult with Canterbury United, they're very strong in the air. Some big strong players in that back line, Samfield, Tom Schwartz, Andrew Storer, happy to challenge for those balls. It's a difficult tactic, but there aren't too many options for the Phoenix at this stage, with 10 men, 3-0 down. In the 47th minute, as Tung breaks forward, decides to switch play through Mitchell. As referee Nick Waldron decides he's seen enough. An entertaining first half of football there, probably defined by the dismissal in the 4th minute of Finn Sermon, leaving the Wellington Phoenix with 10 men, so a lot for coach Paul Temple and Steve Coleman to discuss at half-time. Lee Padmore, the happier coach, obviously 3-0 up. We will return in 15 minutes after our half-time break. Look forward to seeing you then. Canterbury United, if they're able to hold on to this, Canterbury United will be able to hold on to this 3-0 win. Will find themselves putting a lot of pressure on the other teams to make the top 4. Waitakere would need to get a result against Auckland City, or Eastern Suburbs would need to win tomorrow against Hawke's Bay. Wellington Phoenix with a real uphill battle here. Have already played 40 minutes with 10 men. Now find themselves 3-0 down with another 45 minutes to go. It'd be interesting to see if there's any tactical changes from the Wellington Phoenix. I can see already as they line up. Jalen Rodwell's found himself back into a midfield position. It looks like they're in a back 3. With Clayton, Mogg and Van Rysel. Mogg in the middle of that back 3. Oscar Van Hattem, who's a half-time substitute, able to find George Ott, who crashes into the crossbar. Turnover from Schwartz. Found Van Hattem with his first touch driving forward. Strong challenge by Rodwell. On Sam Field. Ball falls to Luke Tongue. The very agricultural hack downfield to relieve a little bit of pressure. Van Rysel and Paulson play 1-2. Paulson comfortable on the ball, willing to play through. Clayton breaks forward. A strong challenge from Clayton. Matheson wins the ball back and commits a foul on another substitute, Adam Hillis. So we catch up with a few of those substitutes. We see Oscar Van Hattem and Adam Hillis are on the field now. Mogg looks to switch play to no one in particular. Bidwar out on the left, tracks back under pressure from Tongue, and it's a throw in for the Phoenix. Good hold up play again by Ott. Into Old. Taguchi tracks across and wins the ball and breaks forward himself. Great defensive play from Taguchi, who finds Matheson, who trips over the ball, and substitute Hillis finds himself on it. Ott again with that strong play with his back to goal. Finds Old. Through captain Curtis Mogg. Into Hillis. Oscar Van Hattem. Wellington Phoenix with a nice start to the second half. Moving the ball well, causing Canterbury some problems, not looking like a team with 10 men. Clayton with a throw. Back through Mogg. Van Rysel in his third different position in this game. Mitchell does what he does best. He wins the ball back in midfield, finds Coughlin. Delaney in space down the right. Coughlin takes one or two too many touches there, and Nick Waldron's managed to find a foul against substitute Adam Hillis. Yeah, he has pulled a shirt there. That's a good decision from Waldron. He's pulled the shirt back of Coughlin, and a free kick in a dangerous position here with Matheson's left foot will be eyeing this up, I'm certain. Luke Tongue also over the ball. Tongue and Matheson over the ball. Matheson strikes it into the wall. Ball falls for Delaney. Can he hold the play up? Taguchi offers support underneath. Nice little combination play with Delaney. They patiently play back through Sam Field, who looks to switch play into Tom Schwartz, who flicks the ball with his head over the line for a goal kick. Those players that made way at half-time for the Phoenix, Noah Karunaratne and Harry Bark, found themselves substituted. I don't think either of them did anything in particular. Good pressure from Mitchell. The ball falls to Matheson, who plays back to Mitchell. Great save by Paulson, then cleared off the line. Dramatic play. Curtis Mogg with a great clearance off the line after a strong initial save from Paulson. We see Mitchell, as I said, doing what he does best. Unselfish play from Matheson back in, and it's a fine save. And Curtis Mogg has absolutely saved Alex Clayton from an embarrassing own goal. Clayton might owe Harry Bark a couple of cokes after the game today to save him the embarrassment of the own goal there. Ball into Van Haddam, turned over. Matheson on the ball. Oh, and a cheeky little nutmeg from Delaney there on Van Haddam. Store to Schwartz. Canterbury regaining their dominance here after a bright start from the Wellington Phoenix. Wilkinson drives inside, finds himself in space and gets a shot off. Wasn't able to strike it cleanly. Phoenix again, looking to play short. Not much to lose really at this stage. They may as well play as a development team too. It's good to see. But it really feeds into the hand of Canterbury United, with Tongue and Store able to win the ball back, and Schwartz with his cultured left foot able to switch to Matheson, another fine left footer himself, looks to drive 1v1 versus Clayton, delivers a ball in. Paulson able to make the save. Delaney at the near post challenging. I don't think he got anything on the ball in the end, but caused issues for Paulson, who managed to slap the ball away. Canterbury recycle through Mitchell and Tongue, and Wilkinson finds himself in space out wide. Tongue combines with Coughlin. Early ball in. Mogg deals with that well, and it falls to Old, who looks to break forward. Space out on the right for Oscar Van Haddam. Through Rodwell. An ambitious pass that'll be easy for Storer or Knight to clean up, who looks to play early into Matheson. Play back through field. Switches play through goalkeeper Danny Knight, who recently celebrated his 50th game for Canterbury United. A little bit of rain coming in here. It's still a very pleasant conditions for football, about 20 degrees. And a light little drizzle, which the players will probably enjoy, I'd say, as Storer looks to play long for Wilkinson, always a willing runner. Bidwai does well to get back and put pressure on. Tongue plays early into Taguchi. To Tongue. Patient play from Canterbury, back through Storer and Tongue again. Difficult for Ott, for the Phoenix up top by himself, to apply any real pressure on the back four of Canterbury United. As you see, Tom Schwartz under very little pressure, and Sam Field as well as they bring the ball forward. They look to apply pressure once it goes into midfield to Delaney here. Field on the ball, plays back to Storer. As you see the good, strong Canterbury crowd and the Steve Sumner stand there, which is really pleasing to see in this last home game for Canterbury United at English Park. The ball falls to Taguchi on the edge of the box, who strikes under enough pressure from Mogg as he looks to get a block in. Taguchi not able to put Paulson under any real pressure. Paulson plays short to Mogg, who plays through to Old. Into substitute Hillis. Taguchi again with great defensive play. And wins a foul off Hillis. Taguchi has been a fantastic find for Canterbury this season after a strong season for Kashmir Technical in the mainland Premier League and the Southern League. Great find, very strong technically, but great work rate, strong on the ball. As we see Tongue break forward to Wilkinson, who looks to deliver, and a good clearance from Clayton. Matheson was lingering at the back post. Mitchell again, a bit of a broken record with Corey Mitchell winning the ball in midfield. He does what he does well. Wilkinson delivers. Delaney not quite ready for it. The ball falls back to Taguchi on the edge of the box. To Coughlin. Delaney, Coughlin. Coughlin on his left. Another strong block by Mogg. Good positioning, brave. Canterbury recycled through Schwartz, who's inching further forward as the game goes on, looking to get involved in the attacking third himself. Storer and Tongue combined passes. 10 minutes into the second half, Canterbury United 3-0 up. Delaney breaks forward to Taguchi down the right. Then cuts back to Delaney. Jalen Rodwell covers well. Rodwell himself found him, after 4 minutes in the game, found himself thrust back into centre-back, and in the second half has gone back into a midfield position. He can play both positions, probably a bit more comfortable as a holding midfielder. Player who's been involved in under-20 camps, as a number of the Phoenix players have. They play short to Coughlin, who faces forward and delivers. Cleared away by Oscar Van Hattem. Luke Tongue, under pressure from Ott, plays back to field. Taguchi. Van Hattem working hard, as you'd expect from a substitute. Lots of time on the ball for Luke Tongue, who is playing as a right fullback, and he's found himself on the left-hand side at the moment. Played a lot as a midfielder, though, Tongue. He's a versatile option for Canterbury United, who's worked his way back across to the right-hand side. Old again. Good technical player, Old. He does draw a lot of fouls. It's been great to see the development of Old over the last year or so. He's become a bit physically stronger, a bit tougher, and as you know, a good technical midfielder player like he is, he's going to take a few of those knocks. And it seems like he's matured a little bit and got a bit physically and a bit mentally tougher. And it's been pleasing to see. I was excited to watch him today. Obviously, going down to 10 men has probably changed his impact on the game. Van Hattem on the ball under pressure from Matheson. Drives inside. And turns the ball over. Schwartz into Mitchell, who bounces back to Schwartz. Switches play to Storer. Tongue into Taguchi. Patient play from Canterbury United, not in a rush. Back across to Storer, who looks to go long to Wilkinson. Always a willing runner down the right-hand side. Good numbers in the box for Canterbury if he can deliver, but Van Rysel does well getting across there. Van Rysel started the game in midfield, found himself as a left wing back, and now he's on the left-hand side of a back three, so good versatility for Van Rysel. Rodwell rolls out to the right-hand side to get on the ball, back into Clayton. To Poulsen, under pressure from Coughlin, goes long. Van Hattem on the ball, chops inside. Able to get Van Rysel, Old on the ball. Substitute Adam Hillis. Back into Rodwell. Nice passage of play from the Wellington Phoenix. Canterbury comfortable. Old on the ball, facing forward. That's where you want him. Van Hattem, 1v1 against Sam Field. Manages to win a foul. Nick Waldron seeing enough in that challenge from Sam Field to award Van Hattem with a free kick. Dangerous area for the Wellington Phoenix. Rodwell and Old on the ball. You'd probably favour the left foot of Old. I've had a shout from the sideline that Auckland City are now 1-0 up over Waitakere, which is the result that Canterbury United will be looking for. They still need another result tomorrow to go their way to make the top 4. Eastern Suburbs would need to win that game. A draw or a loss would be enough if results stayed as they are now for Canterbury to sneak into the top 4. Rodwell delivers. Comfortable for Knight. It was a dangerous ball, dangerous area, but no real runners. And they look to play quickly. Luke Tung breaking forward and Tom Schwartz, centre-back and captain, driving forward beyond him. Tung decides to check back and play through Delaney. Delaney and Schwartz will probably look to change positions there, I'd say. As Schwartz meanders back to centre-back. Store it into field. Maybe even a slow meander from Tom Schwartz. Coughlin comes deep to receive. Tung and Storer combine passes. Probably a foul there, yes. Mick Waldron agrees. By Adam Hillis on Ihaya Delaney. Rain picks up slightly as Wilkinson finds himself in a great attacking spot. Can he pick someone out? Ball into Matheson. Deflects out off Mogg, I believe, for a corner. Wilkinson finding himself in a lot of space down that right-hand side, getting into dangerous areas. We've seen him pick out Coughlin in the first half, but not able to score from that situation. Matheson across to swing in with his left foot. Great delivery. Difficult for Poulsen to deal with, a number of bodies around. Often with collisions like that involving a keeper. Referees are quite generous to our goalkeeper brethren. Just called a foul there on Poulsen. As they play quickly. Rodwell rolled out into a right back position again. Plays back through goalkeeper Poulsen. Pressure from Wilkinson. Poulsen goes long. Field with a strong challenge in the air, and it falls to Matheson with a great first touch. Gets a bit lucky with the bounce there. But Adam Hillis able to win the ball back and find Old in space. It's a good ball and beyond. Knight comes out. And it's a great goal from Riley Bidswa, who's the top goal scorer for the Phoenix. I've talked about the ability of Old, and that's probably the first time he's able to get on the ball in space. He's been picked out by Hillis, and a beautifully timed run and pass. Ball into Old, who faces forward, plays an early ball into Bidwa, who's able to make that dangerous run between fullback and centre-back. Knight comes out there, maybe ill-advised. First touch and a composed finish from Bidwa for his 6th goal of the season, 3-1. Could make things very interesting here if the Phoenix were able to scrap another goal here. Canterbury cannot be complacent. Schwartz on the ball. Matheson makes a run and beyond. Picked out nicely by Schwartz. Difficult with the ball bouncing and rolling off the field there to strike that early from Matheson off balance. Beautifully timed run by Bidswa. Managed to get himself in beyond. And a great pick out from Old. Storer looking to play long to Wilkinson. It's not the accuracy he'd be looking for. And another great battle here between Mitchell and Ott. I've really enjoyed that little battle today. Old on the ball again, growing in confidence, growing into the game. Mitchell lunges in there against Clayton, who is composed. Bit of urgency coming in from the crowd, a bit of tension with that goal to make it 3-1. But Canterbury United really quite comfortable still, a 2-goal lead against 10 men. They should stay relaxed. Clayton on the ball, plays back through Poulsen. Into captain captain, Curtis Mogg. Old combines well with Hillis. It's that same run again from Bidwell, trying to get in between fullback and centre back. But this time Luke Tongue is alert and decides to clear into the Steve Sumner stand. Clayton with space to drive forward. Has Van Hattem wide, who he plays into. 1v1 versus Sam Field. Does well with a little nutmeg on Sam Field there. Trips over the ball. He somehow stayed on his feet, but Tom Schwartz comes across to tidy up. And I'm not too sure what the referee has seen. And he's reaching for a card as well. Looks like, for me, Van Hattem tripped over the ball there as he drove inside. And Van Hattem's taken a knock and a yellow card for his trouble. So I'm not particularly sure what we've seen, but we'll have a look. Sam Field recovers and Mitchell comes back inside to challenge. He trips over the ball. Well, you could make an argument it's a bit of a dive, but there's nothing really in that for me, and I'm not sure what he's been dished out a yellow card for. But hey, we move on. Canterbury United build through Storer and Schwartz. Back into Knight. Storer to Tongue at right fullback. Impatient Canterbury United crowd, but Canterbury happy to just keep moving the ball. They've seen that tactical change from the Wellington Phoenix. They're in a back three with a midfield three and then a front three. So you've got Bidwell playing on the left, who's been asked to come deeper at times. And the same with substitute Oscar Van Hattem on the right. And that's probably why we've seen Eddie Wilkinson, when he stays high and wide, able to get in those spaces out wide. But it has shut down Coughlin from getting on the ball in those pockets, although we find Coughlin on the ball there playing forward into Wilkinson. Back into Coughlin, who switches play to Lyle Matheson, who's 1v1, and Taguchi's in space also, who makes a run and beyond. They find Taguchi. Composed play, delivers to the back post to Coughlin, and it's a great composed finish from Coughlin. Wonderful football from Canterbury United as they play from right to left. Matheson picks out Taguchi, and a great finish for Coughlin, who's having himself a great day with 2 assists and 2 goals in the 4-0. We see Matheson on the ball here, Taguchi with composure as Mogg dives in, picks out Coughlin at the back post, and it's a nice composed finish. Side foot low and hard, always difficult for the keeper Paulson there. And Coughlin finds himself with on a hat-trick and involved in all of the goals so far. A great day for Coughlin to bring it to 4-1 and remove a little bit of that tension that snuck in after the Wellington Phoenix goal. So the 23rd minute, Canterbury United up 4-1 over Wellington Phoenix reserves. Luke Tongue goes long. Mogg deals with it nicely. The ball's into Rodwell. Van Rysel plays through into Bidwell, who's able to face forward. Ott looks to receive as he has all game. Back into Hillis. Old decides to keep the ball through Mogg. Into Clayton, into Rodwell, plays around the corner to Old, who's able to face forward again and find Bidwell in space. One-on-one with Knight. Knight does well to stay big and strong there. Difficult angle. But again, that combination of Old and Bidwell. Lee Padmore not happy at all with that defending. Switcher play to Van Hattem. Finds himself 1v1 again against Sam Field, who again looks to drive inside Van Hattem. Finds Old. Mitchell across the pressure. Ott and Old combine nicely. Into Bidwell. Cuts back inside, right foot. And a great save by Danny Knight. Yep. Yes, please, quickly. Old again facing forward. This time Luke Tongue a little bit too inside, too narrow, trying to shut that passing down, and Bidwell strikes firmly. Danny Knight stays big and strong. Leading into a corner, Old to take. Old combines and not able to get the delivery they want. Matheson breaking, Clayton across to cover, but Matheson has the ball fall nicely for him and he misses the ball himself. Clayton will be very relieved by that. I think I might have called that about 45 minutes ago, that at the 60th minute we would see JJ Richards, Canterbury United's top goal scorer, although Coughlin, I believe, may have overtaken him so far in this game with his 2 goals to take Coughlin to 5. JJ Richards on 4 goals. Delaney makes way for JJ Richards. Will be a straight swap, I'd imagine. As we see that chance again for Bidwar, played in through Old. Good strong save from Danny Knight. We build again through the Wellington Phoenix. Van Rysel on the ball. Plays a aimless long ball that finds Matheson. We have seen a little change from Canterbury United with JJ Richards going out to the right and Eddie Wilkinson going in as a striker for Canterbury United. Luke Tung plays long into Coughlin, who finds himself in space. Touch inside and great cover from Van Rysel, who does well after Coughlin had chopped inside Mogg. Canterbury play through Mitchell. Switch of play out to Tung. JJ Richards with his first touch on the right. Back inside to Taguchi. Switch of play to Mitchell. Tom Schwartz trying to get forward himself. Field plays through Schwartz, who switches to Tung. Eddie a bit too relaxed on the ball there. Hillis is able to get in and win it. Ball falls back to Schwartz, who switches to Matheson. Ball's running off the pitch. He keeps it in just for Clayton to clear over the line for a throw-in. Ball into Coughlin. Crosses with his left. Paulson does well to claim that. Short to Mogg, who plays into Van Rysel. Back to Mogg. Switch of play through the keeper, Paulson, into Clayton at right fullback. Canterbury happy to sit in, not looking to press. 4-1 up against 10 men, why not? Clayton goes long. Samfield challenges Van Haddam. Wellington Phoenix ball. We see another substitute with number 11 for the Wellington Phoenix, Thomas Reinbold. Coming on for Benjamin Old. Contributed well in the second half especially. Reinbold able to get a touch early. Rodwell turns, plays into Clayton. Back to Paulson, as we see a few of the Canterbury United players off for a warm-up. Paulson plays out to Rodwell, under pressure from Mitchell. Rodwell very composed, able to get past him. Nice combination play from the Wellington Phoenix with substitute Reinbold. Turn the ball over there. Storer wins the ball against JJ Richards, plays JJ Richards out wide. Van Rysel across the press and a throw-in for Canterbury down the right-hand side. Canterbury move the ball from right to left. Tom Schwartz on the ball, drives forward. Finds Coughlin in a nice pocket of space. Decides to keep the ball through field. Schwartz. Back to field. Coughlin again in space. Van Haddam having to work very hard here to get minimal pressure on Canterbury United as they switch play. Store into Tongue. Ball from Schwartz into Coughlin. Matheson facing forward. Beautifully weighted ball into Coughlin, and that is probably a penalty. Clayton a little bit eager to challenge there on Coughlin, who's made a run from outside to inside, which is very difficult to defend. We saw Riley Bidwar doing that for the Phoenix for their goal. Lyle Matheson has played a very well-weighted pass, and Clayton a little bit too eager to challenge there. Clayton not happy with the decision here, and he's having a stern talking to from referee Nick Waldron, and he doesn't want to talk himself into the book here, which it looks like he has done. Bit of youthful exuberance there from Clayton. Hopefully he learns from that. Coughlin, having scored 2 goals already, I'm sure was very keen to grab this ball. Up against Poulsen. Coughlin already scored a penalty this season. Oh, Poulsen has gone the right way. He's got nearly everything on that, and it's snuck underneath him for a Carbon Coughlin hat-trick. It's not the best penalty that he'll ever strike, but it snuck through. He won't mind. The record books will say it's a hat-trick. As we see Poulsen go to Poulsen's left. It does very well, and it's very unlucky on Poulsen there. He's done everything right, and it's just snuck through for a Carbon Coughlin hat-trick. As we see a really nice substitution here with the match wrapped up. Danny Knight makes way for Eddie Ashton. Never easy for a reserve goalkeeper. You're waiting for an opportunity or an injury, and it never quite happens with Danny Knight's form this season. So it's brilliant to see Eddie Ashton be rewarded for his efforts right throughout the season by Coach Lee Padmore by getting on the park here. Field comfortable under the long ball. Nods down to Matheson, who drives inside and picks out Taguchi. Taguchi faces forward with JJ Richards in space. Wilkinson running beyond. JJ Richards picks out, and not the finest first touch you'll see there from Wilkinson. And Hillis across to cover and shepherd that out for a goal kick. Phoenix build out on the left through Van Russell, who looks to go long into Ott. More good hold up play from Ott. Takes the ball off his chest. Picks out Clayton, who plays into Van Haddam. Oscar Van Haddam, son of former All-White goalkeeper, 82 World Cup, Frank Van Haddam. Storer to Taguchi, back to Storer. Schwartz lifts his head, plays a long ball to JJ Richards, again managing to find that space in those high wide areas. Decide to circulate play through Storer, back into Schwartz. Back to Storer. 33rd minute in the second half. Strong challenge from Rodwell there, who picks up Taguchi off the ground. Tongue plays quickly into Mitchell. Wilkinson in space. JJ Richards out on the right. A long ball, which Carbon Coughlin is not able to keep under control at the back post. Clayton with the throw. Samfield strong in the air. Ball falls to Wilkinson, who flicks it on to Matheson. Clayton manages to get a toe in that time. And they clear long. Easy ball for Schwartz to deal with, who plays through Mitchell. Taguchi into JJ Richards, sorry. Tongue finds himself high and wide. on the right hand side. Plays into Wilkinson. Gives it back to Tongue. Early strike on the left foot. Well over the bar, who asked for a corner and is not going to get it. I think that's the right call from referee Waldron, who was positioned well. Clayton under pressure from Coughlin. Mitchell wins the ball in a dangerous area. Takes a few too many touches and then gives it straight back to Mogg and goes and puts him under pressure. Well done by JJ Richards to win it back on the edge of the box. Can't combine with Wilkinson. Paulson looks to play quickly. Decides against it. So with the restructure of the National League, I think you'll find Wellington Phoenix will still be involved in a pretty clear capacity. They may couple with a winter club. But it will be the end of Canterbury United as we know it. So it's the last home game at English Park. It's good to see Canterbury United get up and put in a strong performance in that last home Canterbury United game. Phoenix look to play, switch play from the left to the right, through Morgan to Clayton. Matheson puts him under pressure. Ball into substitute, Thomas Reinbold. Switches play to Van Rysel. Another substitute, Adam Hillis. Good circulation of the ball from the Wellington Phoenix. Canterbury still comfortable. Clayton into Hillis. To substitute again, Reinbold. It's a great run by Van Haddam and beyond. Field couldn't deal with it. Van Haddam shanks his left-footed strike into the side netting. Got a little bit lucky there with an attempted clearance from Sam Field falling right into his stride. It's a good ball by Reinbold. Falls into his stride beautifully. He's in a great position, Van Haddam, and he won't be happy with that strike. Found himself in a great position, great opportunity. Field switches play through substitute goalkeeper Wilkinson. Andrew Storer at centre back plays to Luke Tongue at right back. Tom Schwartz faces forward, plays in beyond, trying to find Matheson. Well dealt with by Mogg. Rodwell on the ball. Good work rate from Coughlin to win the ball back. Rodwell looks to press through to Eddie Ashton.
Get in the line, you are! Get in the line!
Morgan, Clayton exchange passes into Van Rysel. Substitute Reinbold. Back to Mogg. Van Rysel plays through into Reinbold, who faces forward. A good little battle with Corey Mitchell. Not sure what's happening here. Referee Nick Waldron has decided to call a foul against Reinbold, who found himself in the unfortunate position, which we can see here, on top of the ball. And the referee's decided to call a foul against him. Waldron has called over Captain Curtis Mogg to have a chat, and he's issued a red card to number 11, Reinbold. I can only assume that that's for something that he said after that decision from Waldron. The Wellington Phoenix now find themselves with 9 players after the early sending off of Finn Sermon in the 4th minute. And now 38 minutes into the second half. Substitute Reinbold, after being on the field for about 20 minutes himself, has been sent off for what I can only assume is something that he has said to referee Waldron. Waldron did bring over Captain Curtis Mogg to discuss it beforehand and issued the red card. Phoenix find themselves 5-1 down, 9 men against 11. Very, very challenging last 7 minutes as Coughlin Crosses into Poulsen, who claims that comfortably and may have gone down with a slight injury himself. Cramp it may seem. Not sure what excuse a keeper has for cramp. Hopefully Poulsen's able to get the treatment that he needs. Canterbury United, as I mentioned, last home game at English Park in the Steve Sumner stand. First home game was 25th of October 2004. Again, thank you to Gavin Searle for these fine statistics. A 3-0 win over Napier City Rovers. Goal scorers on that day, Jamie Smith, Glenn Collins and Ben Hughes in those early days of Canterbury United. There's been a number of home venues for Canterbury United, not just English Park. There was a period where it went from a grass pitch to a turf pitch, and Canterbury United moved to Linfield Park. There's been a couple of curtain raisers. There was one at Kiwi 2 Park, as they played a curtain raiser for the All Whites versus Malaysia. And also, I was lucky enough to be involved in a game at AMI Stadium, or as I will always affectionately call it, Lancaster Park. It was a real privilege to play there as a curtain raiser for the Wellington Phoenix in the National League, where that man that we mentioned earlier as the first goal scorer for Canterbury United, Ben Sigmund, scored for the Wellington Phoenix. A header off a corner late in the game to win that game for the Wellington Phoenix. And they've also taken some games on the road to Nelson. A couple of great venues there, Trafalgar Park and Saxon Field in Nelson. As Poulsen finds himself okay to continue, and we get the game started again through Poulsen, plays into Clayton, now out to Van Haddam, who flicks around the corner. Good subtlety from Hillis. And that man again, Mitchell, wins the ball off Ott with a naive foul there from Ott as he pulls Mitchell back in, and unfortunately for him also gets an elbow in the throat, it looked like. As Mitchell wins the ball back here, and he just yanks the shirt back and gets an elbow in the face, the throat for his trouble, and to rub a bit of salt in the wound, it's a yellow card, and also a yellow card for Corey Mitchell for that elbow, which I think is a little bit unlucky. I don't think there was anything intentional in there. But I don't think, on the balance of cards given out today, I don't think there can be too many complaints from Canterbury United against a 9-man Wellington Phoenix who have had 2 players sent off. Coughlin gets the game started into Tongue. 42nd minute of this game. I imagine there'll be a little bit of extra time with the minor injury to Poulsen and the red card. Very difficult situation for the Phoenix with 9 players to get any pressure on Canterbury United. They haven't stopped working though, which is pleasing to see. Hopefully as a young group of players they can take some lessons from this game. As Matheson plays back to field to Mitchell. Luke Tongue in more of a midfield position. Plays back to Storer. To Schwartz, who drives it long to find JJ Richards with support underneath from Tongue, but JJ Richards' first touch lets himself down. So we'll see another substitution here. Caleb Cottam, a young local player, getting his opportunity, and really nice gesture as well. We see a substitution of Tom Schwartz, captain for Canterbury United, who's been a massive contributor to the club for the best part of a decade. Gets a fine ovation from the Canterbury United fans in the Steve Sumner stand as they stand to applaud his contribution to the club over a number of years, and well deserved, and a great opportunity for Caleb Cottam to experience National League football. Corey Mitchell plays to Sam Field. Back to Mitchell. Now to Tongue, right full back. Plays long, and that's easy for Van Rysel to deal with, but it falls to Taguchi, and he finds Coughlin nicely in space. Little step over onto his left foot. Coughlin looking for a fourth, and it's a fine save by Poulsen. As we see a nice early ball from Taguchi. Little step over here from Coughlin onto his left. Good strike, and Poulsen pads that ball away. Canterbury United back in possession. Tongue down the right hand side. Richards and Tongue find themselves in plenty of space. Wellington Phoenix really just trying to hold on here and get through 90 minutes with a game at 5-1 and 9 men, pretty much over. A nice run by Richards and a fine ball by Cottam. Richards plays early. Well dealt with by Adam Hillis, who heads the ball away. Difficult day for the Wellington Phoenix and coaching staff Paul Temple and Steve Coleman. Canterbury United with this win, with 2 minutes to play. Is our fourth official. I think he's been quite considerate there after a red card and an injury, but probably the right decision to cut that to 2 minutes. I don't think there's any need to drag it out any further, but with the win today, Canterbury United put themselves in a position to make the top four. They need a win in the game that's going on right now between Auckland City and Waitakere. They need Auckland City to get up and win that game. And then in tomorrow's game, Eastern Suburbs would need to draw or lose away to Hawke's Bay. If that was to happen, Canterbury United would make the top four. They need those 2 games to go their way. So still in with a decent chance, but need a couple of things to fall their way. And Waitakere United themselves will be looking to get in the playoffs, obviously, and Eastern Suburbs will know what they have to do tomorrow. So in the dying stages of this game, we see a yellow card for Luke Tongue as he drags a Wellington Phoenix player back on the left-hand side. Wellington Phoenix play quickly. Van Rysel, who's impressed me today in a number of different positions. I think he's applied himself very well. Clayton as well, who's on the ball now. Also Ott for the Wellington Phoenix has impressed me with his play back to goal. George Ott, as a traditional centre forward playing back to goal, has done well in challenging conditions against 2 big strong centre backs in Andrew Storer and Tom Schwartz. But it's really been Garvin Coughlin's day, you'd have to say. Hat-trick. An assist for Lyle Matheson's first goal, which was a delightful little chip. And then for the second goal, it was his shot into the crossbar that led to that goal. So it's really been Garvin Coughlin's day, and a great day for Canterbury United as they celebrate their last game at English Park, as referee Nick Waldron calls the game to an end. 5-1 win for Canterbury United against 9-man Wellington Phoenix. My name's Aaron Clapham. It's been an absolute pleasure to call the last Canterbury United game at English Park as a 5-1 win for Canterbury United. Fingers crossed with my slightly biased hat on that the results fall the way of Canterbury United. They make it into the top 4. And thank you again for joining us on Sky Sport Next.
Keep an eye on the ISPS HANDA fixture list and see if there may be a result that goes our way tomorrow. And you'll be able to catch the